on the road. We're heading out here to Lake Lanier, one of the most haunted lakes in Georgia. And we're searching for some of the mysteries of Lake Lanier. We're on our way out to Gainesville, Georgia right now. Here with brother in the car. Brother's manning the wheel. And this lake, it's got plenty of ghost stories around it. And some folks say that this lake is cursed. They say that since 1956, at least 600 people have died in this lake, drowned, committed suicide, and disappeared. They didn't find all the bodies. Some 600, over 600 people. Yeah.
Wow.
Now some of that is probably
Sweet baby.
that's one way to look at it. Yeah, more than.
More than 600 people died.
It's a lot of people. Now, some of that is probably because there's a lot of wreckage at the bottom of that lake, because there is a whole town at the bottom of that lake.
Yeah, there's a whole town at the bottom of the lake. But that is 600 people is, you know what? How much 100 is? It's a whole lot, right?
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and there's 6 of those, and more, and a couple more.
So this lake, it was made by the Buford Dam in the Whoa, what is going? Oh, we got a.
Yay! I saw the ambulance. Why is the ambulance red?
So people can see it. Maybe it's going to rescue one more person off that lake.
We're not going to rescue one more person on that lake.
So this lake, it was filled in where a town used to be. And there are a lot of lakes like that in North Georgia. According to this book right here, Underwater Ghost Towns of North Georgia by Lisa M. Russell. And this book is a good overview of the history. According to this book, there are 40 different lakes in North Georgia. None of them are natural. They're all man-made, all made to put dams and to electrify the South in the 1930s, 40s, 50s, during that age of what they called the New South. And this lake was one of them. So that the plot of that movie Deliverance, where these guys are, they're paddling down the river for the last time before the whole river gets flooded in.
Like a remote control submarine with a camera on it, and maybe I could find something, like see if there's like a monster or something, like the stories you told me, see if that's what is killing all the people.
It's a good idea. That we should get a submarine with a camera on it.
Yeah, and I can also see if there's any like skulls and stuff in the ghost town. I want to go scuba diving in Papa's Lake.
That would be pretty cool.
But I can't. Yeah.
Well, some people have been scuba diving in Lake Lanier, and they say that they've seen giant catfish in Lake Lanier. And they say catfish the size of a Volkswagen Bug live down there, because they say that sometimes a truck carrying a bunch of chickens will drive off the bridge and into the lake, and the catfish eat all the chickens and they get really fat. Now, brother has a story about a lake to the east of here, and his friend who saw one of these river monsters. Tell us the story, brother.
That is in Lake Cartwell, and a friend and colleague of mine had a good friend who was an underwater welder and construction guy, and was sent down with scuba equipment to do some work on the dam out there. And he was a good bit down, but where sunlight was still hitting him, and he was working and the shadow went over him, and at first he thought, maybe it was just a cloud passing the sun, but it was a very distinct dark shadow that came moving over and kept moving for a good bit and then cleared up. And he looked up, and the water was pretty murky, but made out a big black silhouette he was pretty sure was a catfish, and was probably about maybe 10 feet long.
Oh, Yeah, those things can get,
Cactus can't get 10 feet long.
they can get huge. So, are we in Gainesville now? Is this
We are in Gainesville, yep. We
All right.
just arrived kind of right in the heart of Gainesville.
All right.
Came
so
up straight up 129 from
What's
Athens, and now we're at the
Gainesville?
intersection with
What's
Jesse Jewell Parkway.
Gainesville?
And we're going to take a little turn here to get to a Del Taco.
This video is brought to you by Del Taco. It is refreshing and delicious on a...
Taking a trip
Oh,
through
cool.
Gainesville and feeling might be peckish, folks. Well, stop by Del Taco. Get you some fine cuisine up there. Some of the chicken tacos come with a side of their crinkle cut French fries.
home of the crinkle cut fries.
Wash it all down with some Dr. Pepper and head on down to Athens for some
This
Georgia
story is-
football.
This store is prevented by haunted lakes kill lots of people. It's so wonderful.
Exactly. That's the lesson to be learned here. So this lake, it was filled in on top of a town. So there's a whole town, even a cemetery down at the bottom of that lake. Divers have gone down and they say they've seen the gravestones down there. And we're going to go check it out. There are a lot of ghost stories around there and stories of these monster catfish. Tales of a lady in blue who floats across the lake at night. And some folks say because they filled it in on top of this town and people were basically forced to leave their town and sell their land for a pretty cheap price, they say that the spot is cursed and that's why so many tragedies happen there. Of course, it could also be because there's so much wreckage at the bottom of that lake for plants and seaweed to grow on, and that it's easy to get your legs tangled up in all of that wreckage and all that growth down there. This is a lovely little town, Gainesville. We're going to stop recording for now, and we'll pick it up once we get to that lake.